Hey there, we're back with WSJ Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. More affluent customers and consumers, they are hawking the family jewels, but here's the catch, it's not considered tacky anymore. We've been doing some reporting on this. Heidi Mitchell has, in fact, for the Wall Street Journal. She is joining us, and so is Jeffrey Singer. He is co-founder of CIRCA. You're a jewelry buyer, and you guys have, what, 10 locations around the world?
Yes, we do.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, Heidi, kind of give us the big picture here. Why are more people doing this? Is it the price of gold that's just simply driving this?
The price of gold is definitely a big driver. I'm sure you can back me up on that. But also, I think there's a limited amount of large diamonds in the marketplace right now. And also, a generation ago, I think this is really the driver. A generation ago, there was a lot of small, they call them melees, small diamonds that made their way into the marketplace. You remember tennis bracelets?
Tennis bracelets, sure.
Right. So everybody had those, and then they became not trendy anymore. So jewelry was an accessory all of a sudden that had trends that came and went. So then those things went back into the marketplace, and as that started to happen, the stigma of the walk of shame going to the family jeweler sort of went away, and so now you have these accessories. They are no longer in style. Get rid of them, trade them up, trade them in.
And they come to you.
They come to us.
And what's your sweet spot in terms of sort of the value and the transaction price of people coming in?
Well, our sweet spot, our average purchase, if you will, is anywhere from 2 to 5 items, and the total check that we're going to write is anywhere from $10, $15, up to $25,000 or $30,000. But it can go, 10, 15, 20 times beyond that, and it could be a fraction of a couple of $1,000s.
Your company was founded in 2001. Have
Correct.
you seen kind of a shift in the temperament of people who come through the doors in the, 10 years ago, were people sort of like, a little like, embarrassed to be selling the family jewels?
I think that the destigmatization of selling jewelry actually goes back a little bit further than that. I mean, for me, the watershed event was the Duchess of Windsor sale in 1987, which made selling jewelry almost sexy, if you will. That got a lot of publicity, right up to and including Ellen Barkin selling the proceedings of her, the jewelry that was left over from her marriage to Ron Perlman.
But those were all done through big auction houses.
Correct. But still, if anything, it gave a lot of people permission, very good word, to let go of jewelry that just wasn't serving a purpose in their life anymore.
And then, of course, there has to be a market of people to buy some of this jewelry. Are more people who are using jewelry as a way to diversify their portfolios right now?
Yes, I've spoken to finance guys and women who don't feel comfortable having all of their assets in financial products, so they're, they treat it as sort of portable wealth. It's not a totally liquid asset, but it's a little bit more liquid than a building or money in a bank that may, in Greece, that may go bust. Who knows? Very
good point. And for the pieces brought in, like let's say gold. I mean, I actually was one of those people who I did sell some gold. I did it probably 2 years ago, which just shows how much I know. but when people bring in the gold, what's sort of the process? You take those jewels and then you do what with them? Do you send the gold to be melted down?
Well,
what happens?
Well, we look, when it comes to gold jewelry.
Where does Grandma's necklace go, Jeffrey?
When it comes to jewelry that doesn't have any gemstones or that isn't really of a specific period or isn't made by one of the more famous makers, we're going to always look for a reason not to just buy it for gold value. I'm loath to use the word scrap, but that's the process of melting the gold down. We're going to look for the quality of the product, the execution. We're going to find reasons to buy it as a piece of jewelry, not just as gold. Having said that, with gold going from $300 to $1,700 and change over the past 6.5, 7, 8 years, there's a lot of people selling their gold jewelry today who are getting more than what they paid for it.
Anything you would counsel people, and weigh in on this, Heidi, to hang on to? I mean, things that are going to have value that maybe are not the ones you want to just impulse get rid of?
Well, one person I talked to, he said, anything has a dollar value they can attach to it, but emotion, there's no fee that they can put on that. So I think anything that has sentimental value is probably worth hanging on to unless you are in dire straits. But that engagement ring from your grandmother that you maybe want to pass on to your granddaughter, that's something that maybe is worth
as long as there's someone who actually can enjoy the item. In other words, it's great for a mother to lay their jewelry out and invite, if she has a couple of daughters over, to pick things out now while she's still here. And maybe one daughter is going to want a ring that she remembers from being always worn on special occasions, and another daughter might have always coveted a watch. If they're going to wear it, wonderful. If not, it's great to consider what you can sell it for. You could always distribute the money, because the fact of the matter is that one generation doesn't usually want the other generation's jewelry. They want to pay for their kids' private education.
And if you have multiple siblings, you can't always split jewelry. I mean, one way to deal with this is just to sell the jewelry.
You could divide money very easily. You can't cut a diamond up 3 ways.
Let's end on that. You can cut cake. Why don't we have cake here, but we can't cut a diamond. All right, Heidi Mitchell, thanks so much for being with us, and Jeffrey, we appreciate you being with us as well.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us.